Hello to all my Italian friends and family. This is Donald Hatch, Watana Black Bear from Oklahoma, from the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes of Oklahoma and the American Indian movement from Oklahoma. I want to share today my experience of being a child, being a Native American child, and growing up through the civil rights era and the Native American AIM era. Well, when I was 9 years old, 10 years old, I was expelled from school for wanting to have my hair long the traditional way. This was in 1972. The American Indian movement was coming along then, and I took up some of the leaders as my heroes. Dennis Banks, Russell Means, Carter Camp. They had braids, they had long hair. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for my traditional ways. My mother, Viola Hatch, a very, very traditional woman, tried to teach me in our traditional ways, along with my grandfather, Arthur Sutton. They were very instrumental in keeping me alive with my tradition, my culture, knowing who I am, why my skin color is different than the little white kids, and why my way is just as important as theirs. But at 9 years old, 10 years old, I was expelled from public school for having long hair. My hair was not even in braids yet. It was probably touching my shoulders, but I was expelled. This town is a very racist town. They loved me for dancing for them. Once a year, we have a powwow in the town. They loved me. Oh, it was beautiful, very beautiful. Oh, look at him, feathers. Oh, braids, long hair. Wow, beautiful. Very, very traditional. We love Indians. We love our Indians. That's what they'd say. They'd even have me during their school performances get up when I was very, very young, probably 7, 8 years old. They made me get up on stage, and this white woman would play a piano and make me dance as an Indian. And her music was piano, dun 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 dun. Ah, I felt very hurt, but again, I felt like I had to do this. This kind of takes me back, reminds me of the boarding school children, the kids, children that were taken away from our people, our families, taken away from us and put in schools to teach us how to be little white kids, to assimilate, to do away with our Indian culture, our Indian ways, our native ways. This was what boarding schools were about. They were nothing but little torture camps, little military camps. They taught our children how to clean, how to serve. They did not teach us to think because they did not want that. Just like the Americans are doing now, Trump is doing now. He doesn't want to educate us, he doesn't want us to think. But this was what boarding schools were. My mother, well, all my family, ancestors, grandfathers, grandmothers, and on, when boarding schools came, all went to boarding schools. In my town here of Canton, there was a boarding school. This was kind of lucky for my mother because it was so close to her home and her family. Our native people here, Cheyenne Arapaho people, would actually camp around the boarding school. They take their camps, tents, teepees, and camp along the school boundaries. So it probably kept some of the abuse away, but there was still abuse. My grandfather told me about how his hair was cut and how they were bullied and how they were beat for speaking their language. My mother told me they went through abuse from the teachers and the nuns and the matrons, and they went through abuse from them, yes. But the biggest abuse, she said, that hurt her the most was the abuse by her peers. Other native kids would laugh at you for speaking your language. Oh, you want to play Indian. That's what the schools did to our people, did to our children. They made us ashamed of ourselves. We mocked each other children for trying to be native, and our children, native children, mocked them because of what they were taught in boarding schools. Indian was ugly. Our speech was ugly. It was primitive. It was caveman. We were taught to laugh at that, not to do that. That was evil. That was, very bad things. You got to go move on to the white man's world. That's the abuse my mother hated the most, when she got teased by other native children. And those children grew up to be very bad people. They assimilated too much. They got into our tribal affairs, our tribal business, and our tribal councils, and became very corrupt people. It's still going on. There's still that mindset. But when I was growing up, I felt that. Even when I was going to school and wanted the long hair, I was teased by my own people the worst. Yes, I got death threats by white culture, by old white men. They sent my 9-year old ass, they sent me death threats, death letters. I had to read that as a child. As a child, I got a letter, my first letter.